Today on Pots and Trowels we're getting ahead for Christmas and we're going to be making Jill's delicious root veg bake with fresh carrots and parsnips from the garden, and that's brought to you with the support of Cobra Garden and Allett. Hello and welcome to Pots and Trowels. Well, Christmas is just a couple of weeks away now, so Jill likes to start preparing things for our Christmas lunch. So I've just been down to the vegetable plot and I've lifted some carrots out of the ground and some parsnips, lovely parsnips there, because Jill's going to make her delicious and wonderful root veg bake, something she makes every year. So I'm going to take these into the kitchen, wash them down, and then Jill will show you how to make it. There you go then, as requested.
Thank you.
Carrots, freshly dug out the garden, and some parsnips there, ready for you to do whatever you're going to do.
Lovely. Well, you know what we're going to do because it's our favourite, isn't it? It's the fish family favourite. It's root veg bake, and I like to make this ahead of time because it can go into the freezer ready for Christmas Day, because it's always on our Christmas table, isn't it? So I've just chopped up some swede, so that's in the bowl, and then I want parsnips and carrots for the root veg, and then the rest of the ingredients are really easy, not very many. So there's a tub of soured cream, some horseradish sauce, and then we make a lovely crispy topping for it. So they've got some breadcrumbs, an onion and some Parmesan cheese. That's it, that's all we need. So I can get peeling and chopping and we'll get the veg on to boil, and then I'll show you the next step.
Okay, I'll let you get on with it.
Okay. So while the veg are cooking, I'm going to do the topping for the root veg bake, and all it is some a chopped up onion and some breadcrumbs and about 50 grams of butter, 50 grams of breadcrumbs and an onion. So I've got my butter melting and I'm going to put the onions into the pan, and you want to cook these for about 2 minutes until they are nice and soft. Doesn't matter if they colour a little bit, but don't let them brown too much. Okay, so the onions are cooked, they're nice and tender, so we're going to add in some breadcrumbs. It looks like a lot of butter in there, but we want the butter to absorb into the breadcrumbs, so we'll tip those in and just give those a stir around so it absorbs all that butter and mixes in with the onions. And last final ingredient I forgot to mention at the beginning is some thyme. So Martin's just whizzed out into the garden to go and get me some. So just scatter that in and just stir everything to combine it up. Then you can leave that on one side until you're ready to put your root veg bake together. Right, my veg are nice and tender, a good mix there, and they're going to go into a big bowl. I'll just get rid of that. And you can see that I did them into sort of fairly even sized chunks. The swede probably takes a bit longer than the parsnip and the carrot, so you know, cut them up as you think best. And then all you're going to do is just mash them. It's up to you if you want a nice smooth mix, or we quite like to have little lumpy bumpy bits in it. So just mash those. I've probably got in here, this usually makes quite a big one, but I've halved my ingredients. But for a big root veg bake, I've used about 1.3 kilograms of veg. So however mix you like it to be. But I've halved this because I'm making a smaller one for us this year. So mash those up. Gives you good arm muscles, this does. So you can see they're all blending together, but there's a lovely colour there from the carrot and the swede. Right, and then we're going to add in the other few ingredients. So I think that's about right. There's a nice bit of texture there. And then I'm going to add in some soured cream. So as I say, I've halved my ingredients for today. So I'm going to add in half a tub of soured cream. If you're making the full amount, then put it all in. And then add in some horseradish. You want a really good dollop of horseradish. I'd say a good tablespoon, because that just lifts all those lovely veggie flavours. And then simply, a bit of seasoning in there as well. Sorry, keep forgetting my seasoning. So good grinding of salt and pepper. And then a bit more thyme as well, which will just blend into the flavour of the topping. So stir that all through, and you can see it makes a lovely creamy base to our root veg bake. Right, make sure you get down to the bottom, and then we're going to pile that into our oven-proof dish. So you don't want it to be too deep, and something that will cope with being in the freezer as well, because I'm going to pop this in the freezer. Right, just spread it out. You can see it's quite a nice splash of colour on your Christmas plate, and a nice creamy mash of vegetables. Right, spread that out. Don't like leaving any in the bowl. And then it's time for the topping, which I've left over here. So I'll just nip and get the topping, and then you can spread that over the top. So you can make this ahead, the topping, or do it like we did while the veg were cooking. Spread that over the top, and then the final flourish is a little bit of parmesan. So just scatter that over the top. Not essential, but it's just an extra little bit of crunch. I'm going to let that cool down and then cover it thoroughly, put it in the freezer, ready to get out on Christmas Eve, and then it can go in the oven on Christmas Day, ready to eat with our dinner. About 170 fan, gas mark 5, for about 25 minutes until the top's nice and crispy and the inside's nice and hot through. Usually takes a bit longer on Christmas Day, doesn't it? Because everyone's using the electricity at the same time. So that's done. And then I have got one. Hello.
Hello, it smells delicious in the kitchen.
Thought you might appear.
Oh, yeah.
I have got one just to show you the end product.
I'll get these ready for when I'm washing up as well.
Okay, yes, no, that sounds like a plan. And oh, I've not got a spoon to have a look, so let's get a spoon out.
The brilliant thing is as well, it warms up because we have it Christmas Day, but then we use it for bubble and squeak and mix it in with the bubble and squeak on Boxing Day. It's delicious.
That works really well with bubble and squeak. So the topping's nice and crispy, and the inside is piping hot, and you can see all those sort of vegetables have mixed together with that creamy middle as well. So it's nice. We'll have that for lunch today.
Oh, very nice indeed. So where can people get this recipe? Right,
recipes on our website, martinfish.com. There's a tab at the top of the page which says In the Kitchen. So have a look at December's recipe, and it's on there.
And there's lots of other recipes on there as well. But if you want all of Jill's recipes, there's about 100 of them in our book, and quick cook tips and things.
Lots of ideas, yeah.
Which is called Gardening on the Menu there. So that is also available on the website martinfish.com. And of course, it's not just cookery, it's got lots of tips and hints on growing fruit and veg in your garden to get that wonderful fresh seasonal produce. So take a look at that.
Time to get it in the post before Christmas.
Oh, absolutely, yes. That is brilliant. Looking forward to that for lunch.
Good.
And have a go at making one so you've got one ready for Christmas Day. We'll be back next week, still with a Christmassy theme. We're going to be making a natural Christmas tree hanging decoration. So join us for that. We'll see you then. Bye.
Bye.